Good afternoon, everybody. We would like to welcome you to Brookstone, where this is the home opener for the Brookstone Cougars, as they will take on the Eagles from Marion County. Marion County comes out of Buena Vista. And here are your starting lineups for the Marion County Eagles. Batting first and playing third base is Richard Dawson. Batting second and pitching is Robert Way. Batting third and playing short is Ty Goodrow. Cleanup hitter and doing the catching is Jake Brown. We're going to go and take a break. When we come back, we're going to have first pitch here between Brookstone and Marion County on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants
I'm
to say
always
thank you to
on
one
the
of our
go.
presenting sponsors.
With the Kinetic Credit
Buffalo
Union app,
Rock,
Kinetic is always with me.
Everything that
The Kinetic
we do.
mobile app
And
is
without
virtual
business
banking
like
at its best.
Buffalo Rock,
With the Kinetic
you wouldn't
mobile
be able
app,
to go
I can
cover
easily send
softball,
and
volleyball
receive money,
games,
make a
every type of
deposit,
high school
pay some
sport you
bills,
can think
and
of,
I can even
local
open up a new
college
account,
games,
all
and
from my phone.
professional. So
And
thank
I
you
can
to
monitor
those
all my
businesses
accounts
that
in one
support us,
place,
and
all on the
specifically
go.
Buffalo Rock.
The Kinetic
And next
mobile
time
app,
you're watching
energize
Georgia Alabama
banking
Sports
at
Live
its best.
podcast After a nice long day,
Kinetic Credit Union,
why not
the
enjoy it
energy
with a
for
nice,
your dreams.
refreshing sorry.
On the mound for the Brookstone Cougars is Luke Vale. Brookstone 1-0 on the season after getting an impressive win on the road against Columbus, 11-1 in the frigid cold weather, as Chanu Kim picked up the victory. He had a no-hitter going into, I want to say, the fifth inning, and he just pitched fantastically, picked up the win. So continuing with the leadoff hitter, continuing with the lineup for Marion County, Jaden Richardson is playing center field and batting fifth. Batting sixth and playing first base is Scooter Mathis. Kelby Times batting seventh and playing left field. The designated hitter is Alex Gordon. And batting ninth, Gabe Spann. Johnson is the designated fielder. The lefty, Richard Dotson, comes in and steps into the batter's box as we are ready to go here in this game. Vale's first pitch to Dobson is a curveball that misses. It is 1-0. Marion County out of the GIAA Class 1A Division II. There's the 1-0, and that is right there on the outside corner for a strike. This is the home opener for the Brookstone Cougars, the defending GIAA state champions. That is low, ball two. It's actually a gorgeous afternoon, and this afternoon start time, try to get this done before the cold. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. That's why they pushed up that Glenwood Central game to 5:30 start time, because the temperatures are going to drop later tonight. There's a 2-ball and 2 strikes count, and the pitch to Dobson, swung on a miss. He tipped it in the catcher's glove for the first out. And so Dodson goes down on strikeouts. Now the pitcher, Robert Way, coming up. Marion County lost to Mount Zion in 2 games in the playoffs last year out of Buena Vista. They're kind of a very interesting region. There's the first pitch to Way, is outside for a ball. In the same region with Chatco, Central Talbotton, Taylor County, Macon County. The 1-0, and that's looped to the left. That's going to go back. It's in the gap. Oh, and the left fielder could not make the catch as Harrison Baker dove for it. And that's going to be a 1-out double for Way. Baker had a chance at it. Now Ty Goodrow is the batter with a runner in scoring position for Marion County. Vale now working from the stretch. Checks the runner at second. The first pitch to Goodrow is just outside. Vale working from the stretch. The 1-0 pitch. And that is foul back to the screen. It's a 1-1. Brookstone turning around after having a late night last night in frigid temperatures at Columbus, turning around and playing an afternoon game here on the campus of Brookstone. As Vale from the stretch, and there's a fastball, and that hits the outside corner, strike 2. Good location for Luke Vale. Vale from the stretch, there's a curve, there's a ground ball that's going to go right to the second baseman. Turner, throw to first. Got him at first. Advancing over to third is Way. And now there are 2 down. So that's going to be 4-3 on the putout. Now Jake Brown, the batter, the cleanup hitter, trying to drive in that Marion County run here in the first. Vale, curveball, and that catches the corner for a strike. Vale working from the stretch. The 0-1. Fastball that's in the dirt, and it's a good stop by Gray Jones. Gray Jones behind the plate as Mercer Hudson, the normal catcher, has moved over to first base. They don't want to have him behind the plate back-to-back days, kind of rest his knees, and that's a good move. And you definitely want his bat in the lineup. There's the 1-1 and a good stop by Gray Jones. It's 2-1. Yeah, anytime you can keep Mercer Hudson's bat in the lineup, that is a good thing. He's one of the top hitters for Coach Greg Mathis and the Brookstone Cougars this year. Again, they have a tough schedule like they did last year. Fails 2-1, and that's right down the pipe. There's a ground ball right to Neal. Throw to first in time for the out, and Brookstone leaves without giving up a run. So Marion County strands a runner. We go to the bottom of the first. No score here at Brookstone as the Cougars coming up to bat as you're watching high school baseball on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy.
I'm always
and here
on
at
the
Gordy
go.
Eye Care, we have been
With the
serving the
Kinetic Credit
Bi-City
Union
community
app,
for 17
Kinetic
years.
is always with
As
me.
a former state
The
championship
Kinetic mobile
quarterback,
app is virtual
I love the
banking
fact
at
that I
its
can
best.
watch
With the
local
Kinetic
high
mobile
school
app, I can
athletics
easily send
from
and
my own
receive
home.
money.
So it
Make
was a
deposit,
no-brainer to
pay some
support
bills, and
Georgia
I can even
Alabama
open up a
Sports
new
Live
account, all
and
from
what
my
they
phone.
do for young athletes.
And I can monitor all
And
my
without
accounts in
business
one
like
place.
yourself,
All on the
Gordy
go.
Eye Care, none of our
Kinetic
coverage
mobile
would be
app.
possible
Energized
to be able to
banking
cover
at
the
its best.
16 different high schools, the local colleges,
Credit Union,
professional
the
teams. So
energy
we'd
for
like
your
to say
dreams.
thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy.
Bottom of the first inning, Brookstone coming up to bat and leading things off and playing first base is Mercer Hudson, batting second. Playing shortstop is Brennan Neal. Batting third and in center field, Maxwell Jones. The cleanup hitter and batting right is Luke Lowry. Batting fifth and playing third base is Charles Briscoe. Batting sixth and playing second base is Will Turner. Batting seventh and playing left field is Harrison Baker. Behind the plate and batting eighth is Gray Jones. And batting ninth, the designated hitter, Macon Jackson. On the mound is Luke Vale. On the mound for the Marion County Eagles is Robert Way. So here comes Mercer Hudson. As yesterday, he had just a rocket for the arm behind the plate against Columbus. Now he's at first base, and he takes a ball. Mercer also a standout on the gridiron for Coach Gillespie and the Brookstone Cougars football team. There's a curveball, and that breaks perfectly in the strike zone. It is 1-1. Way, his pitch is outside. We are live here at the campus of Brookstone School, home of the defending GIAA state champions. That's high above the letters. Ball three, and now a hitter's count for Mercer Hudson. It's a quick turnaround for Brookstone after getting the 11-1 victory over Columbus. The 3-1, and that's foul back to the screen. And as always, when you have just a net protecting the foul balls, people are going to jump. I mean, that's just an instant reflex, and we did that yesterday at Columbus, so it's very common. Robert Way, payoff pitch coming, and that is going to be high ball four, and Mercer Hudson is aboard with a leadoff walk. And now the talented sophomore, Brennan Neal, who really was the big surprise last year for Coach Mathis as a freshman, got some big-time innings as a pitcher, and also led the team in stolen bases. I wonder if Coach Mathis is going to try to get him to bunt. First pitch is right on the corner for a strike. And also this year on Coach Mathis' staff is the legendary Coach Bobby Howard. He was honored yesterday at Columbus, and rightfully so, as his numbers retired out in the left field wall. It was just a great moment. Runner goes, curveball, and there's a ground ball right to the shortstop. It gets bobbled by Goodrow, and both runners are safe. Goodrow cannot make a play. And now runners at first and second. I think they might rule that one an error. They might give Brennan Neal credit for a hit. I don't see the scoreboard changing. Maxwell Jones, the batter. I think we'll give him credit for a hit. Runners at first and second. Robert Way in a little bit of trouble. Checks the runner at second, working from the stretch. First pitch to Maxwell Jones. That's a ground ball. It's charged by the third baseman Times. Throws it to first for the out, but the runners advance. And quickly there's one down. So 5-3 on the put out. And now the cleanup hitter, Luke Lowry. Umpire calls time. Lowry steps out of the batter's box. Brookstone wearing their home whites with the blue pinstripe. This is the first time that I've seen this. This is the first game we have live streamed at home for Brookstone. Well, as that's blooped into center field, chasing on it and cannot make the catch as Richardson. One run will score. Mercer Hudson is credit for the run, and Brookstone now leads 1-0 here in the first. There's a little blooper by Luke Lowry, and give him credit for the RBI. Now Brookstone with runners at the corners. And Charles Briscoe, the batter. Robert Way. Going to probably go to the full windup here. No need to try to throw down, and the runner goes. He doesn't even worry about him, and he easily gets second base. Luke Lowry had a huge jump, and the pitcher from Marion County didn't even bother throwing over there. So now Brookstone, that breaks up the double play, and now Brookstone with runners in scoring position here with one out. Way's first pitch, swing and a miss to Briscoe, 0-1. We're here live at Brookstone, Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. Like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are on YouTube only because we have two other events going on today. CVCC softball, Chris Gates on the call, and later tonight, Glenwood Central as Rick Beach, Thrift Behringer on the call. There's a little ground ball over to Goodrow, and the throw to first gets the out, but the run scores, so now there's two away. But Brookstone now leads 2-0. And the batter is Will Turner. Way working from the stretch. And the pitch is high above the letters for a ball, 1-0. Right now, the leading batsman, we only played one game so far, but Brendan Neal and Luke Lowry both with a 500 batting average. And that's lined in a right field for a base hit. Another run is going to score. And Brookstone with a 3-0 lead. Give Will Turner an RBI with 2 outs. Able to get that run across. And good opposite field power, too. Brookstone's next game, well, they got to travel all the way down to Eufaula on February 24th to take on Tony Rasmus and the Lakeside School Chiefs, who got a big win over Pacelli yesterday. There's a swing and a miss on a changeup. Battle of the Rasmuses. Tony Rasmus defeats his son, Case Rasmus, 2-0 yesterday. Ways, curveball. Oh, it breaks. What a break on that one. It's 0-2 to Harrison Baker, the left fielder. Then they will have a double header. Actually, no, they play Heritage on the 26th. That will be the next home game. March the 4th, they're back here against Lakeside. And then March the 6th, they travel to Buena Vista for the rematch against Marion County. A break that gets away from the catcher, and we have a runner stealing a base over there. Will Turner with a stolen base. Two down. Bottom of the first inning. Brookstone leads Marion County 3-0. Robert Way, the 1-2 curve, and that's looks like a brushback pitch. And now we've got the deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Last year, Brookstone went 28-5, 11-3 in region play. And we'll talk a little bit about that historic season last year in just a bit. Way's pitch, it's popped up. Is it playable? No, it is out of play. Probably a souvenir over for those tennis players over at the tennis courts. This is a state-of-the-art, just amazing sports complex. We got the tennis courts to my left. We got the soccer field right behind me. Just a fantastic complex here at Brookstone School. Ways 2-2 pitch to Baker. Curveball just misses, and it runs the count full. So Brookstone, the defending GIAA champions, but they lost a lot of players from last year's team to include Taft Middleton, Cole Stansel, Taylor Hancock, Madden Dismuke. I mean, that was a lot of firepower in a state championship team from last year. Ways, payoff pitch, fouled back. Where is that going? You got the sun out in right field, and fans are trying to figure out where it's going. And this is really a nice setup. We got bleachers down below. We have a hill behind the press box to my right and to my left where people could just put their folding chairs. It's just a great atmosphere. Payoff pitch, and that is inside, ball 4. So the inning stays alive, and Gray Jones, the batter. And he goes ahead and takes his catcher's gear off.
Number 24, Gray Jones.
Yeah, he had his shin guards already because there was 2 outs. So Jones is going to bat. Robert Way working from the stretch and throws back to second. That was very close. I tell you, Goodrow thought he had the runner. It looked like Will Turner might. He got under the tag, but it was close. Very close play at second. And now Brown wants to have a conversation with Way. It's actually, the weather is actually perfect. It was the exact opposite of yesterday. And so you couldn't ask for better baseball weather. We're hoping it's going to be like this between Glenwood and Central tonight because that is the big marquee game. There's a pitch and then is outside for a ball. If we were to have a baseball lineup, that would be the Georgia Alabama Sports Live high school baseball game of the week. There is no question about it. That is the most anticipated baseball game probably in the history of the Chattahoochee Valley. Way's pitch, that's in the dirt. Runner goes. Little sidearm throw that goes into the outfield, and that's going to be a run for Brookstone. Coming in to score is Will Turner, and it's now 4-0. Will Turner with the heads-up play. Runner now is at second base. Way from the stretch, the 2-0. That's in the dirt, ball 3. And that's in there for a strike. Now a hitter's count to Gray Jones. Macon Jackson on deck. Brookstone trying to bat around here in the first. Ways 2-1, and that's line in a left field. Is that on the line? Umpire calls foul ball. Woo-hoo. That looked like it was very close to being on the line. And now it's a 3-2 count on Gray Jones. Just looking at Brookstone's region this year, they are in 4A, 3A District 5 with Pacelli, Westfield School, Calvary Christian, and Strong Rock Christian. There's a 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Marion County gets out of the inning, but not before Brookstone puts up 4 as we played 1. It's 4-0 Brookstone as you're watching GIAA baseball on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
My name is Quinteria Perry, and this is my CVCC story. I've graduated from CVCC with my associates in medical assistant, and I received my certification from CVCC. The training that I got from CVC and being prepared to come and do clinicals helped tremendously. I started looking at scholarships, and the ambassador scholarship was interesting to me because you did events to earn your scholarship and you meet people. My favorite part about my job is meeting patients every day. They will crack me up every day. They make my day better. I would recommend CVCC to anyone that asks because of the scholarships, the teachers, the small stuff that you can't get at a university. They actually take the time out for each student.
Top of the second, Brookstone leads 4-0. A big inning in that first. And Jaden Richardson coming to bat for Marion County. As Vale's first pitch, and that is fouled away. Marion County comes in with a 1-4 record. They lost a doubleheader to Harris County on the 15th, as that game was live streamed on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Rick Beach from Kutsu Sports was on the call. There's a curveball, just missed, and it is 1-1. Their only win was against Pike County, who won the state championship in 2022. So that was a big win for Marion County. There's a little chopper foul, and it's 1-2. And they also lost to Shaw. By the way, another baseball game we have going on today, Chatco is playing Jordan, in case anybody's wondering. The 1-2. Curve is upstairs. It's 2-2. And we also have high school basketball playoffs as Hardaway is taking on Franklin County. Carver is on the road against Tattnall County. Fastball, and that's going to be grounded in the hole right to the second baseman. Throw to first. Did he get over in time? Yes, he did. What a play. 4-1 on the putout. And a good job by Luke Vale to cover the bag because that was in the hole. Mercer Hudson trying to dive for it, and coming up with it is Will Turner. And now Scooter Mathis is coming up to the plate. Just a reminder, 5:30. We got Glenwood Central. I'll try to get score updates for that game as that curveball is outside. And it is 1-0. Scooter Mathis. Fastball. That catches a corner for a strike. And by the way, these Brookstone Cougars will be playing Central this year on March 11th. We are hoping to be there for Georgia Alabama Sports Live. There's the 1-1 fastball. That is fouled back. It's a 1-2 count. And the pitch. And that hits him. Did he You know what? I think it hit the bat. So it's actually it's a 2-2 count. I think he leaned into it, and I think the GIAA rules state that you can't do that. So it is 2-2. So he will not get first base. Fails 2-2 pitch. It's popped up. Fouled out of play. I mean, this is a very unique baseball field. The nets are really high up. So not a whole lot of foul balls behind us. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And down he goes on strikeouts. That's the second strikeout for Luke Vale.
Up to bat, number 7, Kelby Times.
Now with 2 down, Kelby Times the batter. Vale gets the sign. First pitch to Tynes. Swing and a miss. Marion County out of Buena Vista. The 0-1. Right down Broad Street. 0-2. They are in the GHSA Class 1A Division 2. The 0-2. Fouled out of play. Staying alive in the count. And we'll try it again. Vale's 2-1-2 is in the dirt. It's 2-2. Deuces are wild. Alex Gordon on deck. Luke Vale, the 2-2 pitch. Fouled off on the fists of the bat. And it's still 2-2. So I'm looking at the scoreboard. They actually, as that's fouled away, that base hit by Brennan Neal is actually going to be an error just because of the scoreboard. The scoreboard says it's an error. So he doesn't get credit for a hit, but he does score a run on the play. So, you know, and when it comes to baseball statistics and sabermetrics, the only stat that really counts is if you get on base. I mean, batting average is great, but it's all about your on-base percentage. All right, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Pitch to Times. Curve is in the dirt. Runs the count full. Here in the top of the second inning here at Brookstone. Vale's payoff pitch. Just missed. Is that ball 4? That's ball 4. Yeah. Oh, the umpire says it's 3-2. Even I lost count of the balls and strikes. All right, we'll try it again. Payoff pitch coming. That's popped up, shallow right. Coming in under it. Making the grab is Lowry. Makes the catch. And a 1-2-3 inning for Luke Vale. We go to the bottom of the second. Brookstone leads Marion County 4-0 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover these 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Bottom of the second inning,
Cougars, number 6, Macon Jackson.
Macon Jackson going to lead things off for the Cougars. Robert Way gave up 4 runs in that first inning. And Way delivers. First pitch to Jackson is a fastball right down the pipe for a strike 1. Way delivers. The 0-1 curve that's outside. Just a reminder that tomorrow afternoon we are going to have Lakeside School and Calvary. And then later that night, Calvary and Central. That is foul back. And then we're going to try to get Glenwood and Russell County. And a baseball season is officially back. So 1-2, and that hits Jackson in the back, and he will get first. So Brookstone with a runner on, and now Mercer Hudson, the batter, who walked and scored a run in the first inning. And now Robert Way has to work from the stretch. Jackson with the lead at first, that high and upstairs for a ball. Way's pitch. That misses. Ball 2. It's 3-0 count, and that is high ball 4, and he walks Hudson on 4 straight pitches. That's the second walk of the day for Mercer Hudson. And so now Brennan Neal, who is 0 for 1. He reached on an error, but he scored a run. I know he really wanted that hit, but yeah, the official scorekeeper did not give him credit for that hit. And he is leading the team with a .500 batting average. I know his batting average probably dropped after that. But he's having a fantastic season so far. Pitch to Neal, and that is a curveball in the dirt. It's ball 1. Starting to feel the temperature drop a little bit with the sun not necessarily setting just yet, but going a little bit down is kind of making the temperature drop, as that is outside for a ball, 2-0. As me, Rex, and Thrift were battling the elements last night at Columbus, and big shout out to Thrift and Rex Castillo for continuing to get the hot chocolate and from concessions. The 2-0 to Neal, that's popped up behind the screen. And because it's a towering screen on this baseball field, not too many foul balls that leave this area. I mean, this is just, it's massive. Robert Way from the stretch, 2 runners on, the 2-1. And that's a foul ball, and it's 2-2. Neal was just underneath that. You know, he was trying to get a hold of that one. Brookstone put up 11 runs yesterday against Columbus. Chanu Kim picked up the victory. The all-state pitcher is looking to have a fantastic year this year. Way from the stretch. The 2-2. Curve, and there's a ground ball right to the third base. Gloving it as Times tags the bag. And Marion County gets the lead runner.
Up to bat, number 4, Maxwell Jones.
So Brendan Neal grounds into a fielder's choice. Now Maxwell Jones, the batter. He grounded out to third base in the first inning. He is 0 for 1. Way from the stretch, checks the runner at second. Delivers to the plate, a curve that's right down the middle for a strike. Way checks the runner. The runner goes. Fastball in the dirt. And the double steal. And now Brookstone takes away the double play. And they got runners in scoring position. It's Mercer Hudson with the stolen base on the double steal. Brendan Neal. That was work to perfection. 1-1. There's a curve, and that hits Maxwell Jones in the back, and now the bases are loaded. That's the second hit by pitch by Robert Way.
Up to bat, number 12, Luke Lowry.
So there's ducks on the pond for Luke Lowry, who singled and got an RBI in the first. And now the Marion County pitching coach wants to have a talk with Robert Way. And that will give us an opportunity to say that you are watching us on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Please like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and a special thanks to our social media partner, Colin Scroggins and CNAW2 News, for the Chattahoochee Valley news and weather with Colin Scroggins. Real news, real local, real fast, real Colin. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back. We're here in the bottom of the second. Brookstone leads Marion County 4-0. New pitcher on the mound for Marion County is Gabe Spann.
Number 16, Gabe Spann.
Bases are loaded for Brookstone. Luke Lowry. One down. Span. The 0-1, and that's in there for a strike. And now it's an 0-2 count. Marion County hoping for a double play here. If they can not give up a run in this second inning, that would be a win for the Eagles. The 0-2, there's a curve that's high above the letters. Got quite a crowd here at the home opener for Brookstone. They will be back here March the 4th, taking on Lakeside School. The 0-1 curve, and that's belted into right field. Going back, making the grab is Johnson. Hudson is going to tag, and Brookstone now leads 5-0. Oh, here comes Brennan Neal to the plate. What base running by Brennan Neal. Good heads up on the base paths.
Number 9, Charles Briscoe.
And it is now 6-0. That's just a heads-up, disciplined baseball team that takes advantage of any opportunity that's given to them. And that's why they won the state championship last year. That'll be a sac fly for Luke Lowry. That will be his second RBI of the game. And now Charles Briscoe, who grounded out his first time up. Brookstone put up 4 runs in the first, almost batted around. Put up 2 runs here in the second. Out to an early 6-0 lead over Marion County. And they're picking up where they left off from last night's 11-1 victory over Columbus. Charles Briscoe steps into the plate. Way working from the stretch. Checks the runner at second. Runner goes. Breaking ball. And that's a little blooper. And that looks like it's going to be in no man's land. Way throw to first. Not in time. And Briscoe beats out the throw. The hit and run was on. And there was just nowhere to go with that. A little dribbler. And Briscoe gets credit for a hit. Now Will Turner, who's 1 for 1 in the game with an RBI and a stolen base. It seems like Coach Greg Mathis has got many 5-tool baseball players on his team. This is just a solid, disciplined team and one of the best teams in the Chattahoochee Valley. And even though they lost a lot of players from last year's team, they have not skipped a beat so far this season. First pitch to Turner is a curve that's in there for a strike. Brookstone leads Marion County 6-0 here in the bottom of the second. Runner goes. They throw it, and he throws it in the outfield, and another run scores. Maxwell Jones is going to score, and it's now 7-0. Just some unforced errors by Marion County. Span, runner goes. There's a curveball and another stolen base for Brookstone. That's a steal for Charles Briscoe. The 1-1. That's a little blooper into center field. That is going to be an out as Times grabs it, and not before Brookstone puts up 3 here in the second. We play 2 here at Brookstone as the Cougars lead the Eagles 7-0. We'll be back after this on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Here we go again, hammering down high prices at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. New Chevy Silverado 4x4 LTZ crew cabs discounted up to $13,750 off. Brand new 2025 Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV with high-tech features discounted up to $5,000 off. Enjoy the new year with no payments until summertime. Choose from over 500 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way. GlennSmith.com. Get ready to smile.
Top of the third inning, Marion County coming up to bat.
Number 15,
And Alex Gordon leading things off here in the third with the Marion County Eagles down 7-0. Vale's first pitch is a fastball. There's a ground ball to Turner. Gloves it, throws it over to Hudson, and Hudson with a big stretch at first for the out. 4-3 on the putout. And now we got Gabe Spann coming up as he came in to relieve Robert Way on the mound. And there's a high fly ball. That's a shallow. It's going to fall for a base hit. And it's the first hit of the game for Marion County, or the second hit, rather. Second hit, Gabe Spann with a single. And now here comes the leadoff hitter, Richard Dodson, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Spann over at first. Vale from the stretch. The first pitch is in the dirt for a ball. We are live here at Brookstone, here in the top of the third inning. Vale's 1-0 pitch. That hits the corner. Strike one. Nice location by Luke Vale. Vale working from the stretch and throws it back to first. And so Brookstone, the defending GIAA champions, they got a newcomer in their district, Calvary Christian, the defending 6-time GAPS champion. So something's got to give. And these two schools are now district rivals, and that's the way it should be. That's right down the pipe. It is 1-2. Of course, Pacelli, another big rival of Brookstone's. What a fantastic district this is going to be. The 1-2. And there's a ground ball up the middle, a base hit. And so Marion County, the bats are coming alive here in the third. And now here comes Robert Way. He's got a golden opportunity to get Marion County back in this game. He's 1 for 1 with a double, but he was stranded at third in the first inning. Runner at first and second for Marion County. Vale from the stretch. Checks the runner at second. And the pitch. There's a curveball, and it takes a strike. This Way gets a couple of practice swings. Steps back into the batter's box. That was just a fantastic pitch that broke right in the strike zone. And Vale trying to keep that runner honest at second. Vale from the stretch and the pitch. There's a breaking ball in the dirt. A good stop by Jones. And it's 1-1. Vale from the stretch. The 1-1. And there's a ground ball right to the shortstop, Neal. And it gets into left field for a base hit. There's the cutoff man, and Briscoe trying to get it and scoring the run is Gabe Spann, and Marion County is on the board. It looked like it was a routine ground ball. It just goes underneath Brennan Neal. And Marion County now trails 7-1. So Robert Way, I think they're going to give him credit for a hit. He'll get an RBI. And now Ty Goodrow, the batter, still with one out. Vale delivers. There's a ground ball. It goes right to the third base, throw to second to get the second out. So Briscoe gets that out at second. Now we have runners at the corners with two outs. So Goodrow grounds into a fielder's choice, and now the cleanup hitter, Jake Brown, who ended the first inning with a ground ball to shortstop. He grounded out in the first. With two down and runners at the corners for Jake Brown. Vale working from the stretch. Brown calls time. Don't forget, we got Glenwood Central tonight on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. If you're just joining us, we had CVCC softball earlier this afternoon. Vale, there's a curve that just misses. It's 1-0. We are live here at Brookstone. Richard Holdridge here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. There's a throw back over to Hudson at first, trying to keep that runner honest. And Robert Way might steal just to break up the double play, but, well, with two outs, it'd make it a little bit harder, as that is roped into right field for a base hit. And a two-out knocker by Jake Brown, and gets an RBI. And Marion County, that's the fourth hit in this inning. Third hit, rather. And they now trail 7-2. And Marion County still has runners at the corners. I know Luke Vale just trying to get out of this inning. Marion County's bats have come alive.
Up to bat, number 1, Jaden Richardson.
And now Jaden Richardson is coming up to bat. And that is inside for a ball. I want to say congratulations to the Brookstone basketball team on a fantastic year. They did fall to Tallulah Falls in the first round of the GIAA playoffs. But some of the members of the basketball team are here in attendance. And they just had a fantastic year. There's a strike in there, 1-1. I know that they were shorthanded toward the end. Chapman Dykes with the injury, but a great play by Reed Adams. That is out of play. Savon Kelly Coach Carl Ivy Jr. has done a fantastic job with the Brookstone Cougars, and we were really appreciative that we got to live stream several of the Brookstone games. There's a 1-2. There's a curve, swing, and a miss. And down he goes as Jaden Richardson goes down on strikeouts, and Marion County strands 2. But they put up 2. Here in the third, we go to the bottom of the third. And Brookstone leads Marion County 7-2 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Bottom of the third inning, Marion County was able to put up 2 runs in that third. They now trail 7-2. And here comes Harrison Baker to lead things off for Brookstone. And that hits him in the back. And that's the third hit by pitch by a Marion County pitcher. So Baker gets first. Here comes Gray Jones, who is 0 for 1. He struck out to end the first. Span, who came on in relief in the second. There's a pitch. There's a high fly ball camped underneath it as Times makes the grab for out number 1.
Up to bat, number 6, Marian Jackson.
Now, Macon Jackson, who got hit by a pitch in the second, scored a run. And there's a ground ball to third. Throw to second, throw to first, and Macon Jackson beats it out. So he grounds it in the third fielder's choice. As Richard Dodson, who's over at third, he's a lefty. That's a very interesting look over there at third, but they do get the fielder's choice. And now Mercer Hudson, the batter, he does not have an official at bat. He has walked twice. Jackson over at first, and that pitch is in the dirt. 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Gabe Span from the stretch, the 1-0. That gets by the catcher, and Jackson easily will get second. And it's a 2-0 count to Mercer Hudson. Spans 2-0. Just missed inside. It's 3-0. And if I'm Gabe Span, I don't give anything to hit for Mercer Hudson. I think you just, first base open, you just pitch around him. 3-0, and that's exactly what he does. A 4-pitch walk, and that is the third walk issue today by Mercer Hudson. And now here's Brennan Neal, who has scored 2 runs today, reached on an error in the first, grounded into a fielder's choice. But he has got 2 runs, and he's got an opportunity here with 2 outs to get those runs back from the third. There's a curveball, swing, and a miss. That looks like Gabe Span's specialty pitch, as he's got a nice curve, and Brookstone hitters just trying to catch up with it. It's 0-1. Span working from the stretch. The 0-1, there's a curve, and that catches the corner, strike 2. And Brennan Neal is behind in the count, 0-2. Span, the 0-2, curve, and that's lined into center field. That's going to be a base hit. Jackson rounding third. Here comes the throw. And Neal is safe at second. He's got himself a double. Brennan Neal makes it 8-2. What timely hitting and a smart base running by Brennan Neal. That was roped on a dime. And here comes the number 3 hitter, Maxwell Jones, who grounded to third base in the first and was hit by a pitch, has scored a run. In the 2-out rally for the Brookstone Cougars. Span, curveball, in there for a strike. Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Like the Facebook page and subscribe to the YouTube channel. So we are live here, the home opener for the Brookstone Cougars, the defending GIAA champions. The 0-1, and that's gets by the catcher. And here comes Mercer Hudson, and he scores another run, and it is 9-2. So in the past 2 days, Brookstone has scored 20 runs. It's an incredible offensive put out for the Brookstone Cougars. They've had great pitching as well. All right, runner at third. Curve, and that's foul back. It's now a 1-2 count to Maxwell Jones. Brennan Neal over at third. Gabe Span, curve, and that is foul back. And that is definitely Gabe Span's specialty pitch, is that curveball. He's trying to fool the Brookstone hitters. The Brookstone is trying to get underneath it. And if they time it perfectly, look out. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Brennan Neal over at third. And the pitch. And there's a fastball. It gets by the catcher. Here comes Brennan Neal, and he slides in and scores the run. And have yourself a day. Brennan Neal, his 3rd run score of the day. And the bases are empty, and now Brookstone leads 10-2. So now Span has just got to focus on the batter to try to get this out, to stop the bleeding. Span working from the stretch. The 2-2 pitch to Maxwell Jones, and that is a brushback pitch that runs the count full. If anything, Marion County go into their bullpen early in this game. 1-4 on the season. There's a payoff pitch, and that is strike 3. Oh, that was a late call, but the umpire does the lawnmower, the signature lawnmower from the umpire to end the inning. But not before Brookstone puts up 3 in the third. We played 3 here at Brookstone, It's now 10-2 Cougars. We'll be back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
My name is Quinteria Perry, and this is my CVCC story. I've graduated from CVCC with my associates in medical assistant, and I received my certification from CVCC. The training that I got from CVC and being prepared to come and do clinicals helped tremendously. I started looking at scholarships, and the Ambassador Scholarship was interesting to me because you did events to earn your scholarship and you meet people. My favorite part about my job is meeting patients every day. They will crack me up every day. They make my day better. I would recommend CVCC to anyone that asks because of the scholarships, the teachers, the small stuff that you can't get at a university. They actually take the time out for each student.
Top of the fourth inning, Marion County coming up to bat. Scooter Mathis leading things off. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Luke Vale, so far, 3 innings of work, has given up the 2 runs. Brookstone's next game will be down in Eufaula on the 24th of February, on that Monday. And Lakeside School, undefeated after getting a big win over Pacelli, 2-0 yesterday. All right, Vale. First pitch to Mathis, and that's in the dirt for a ball. And then on Wednesday, they will take on Heritage. And then they're back at home on Wednesday against Heritage, and then at home against Lakeside School. Then they got a very interesting road trip taking on GIAA Tift Area Academy and Terrell Academy. Of course, taking on Marion County. And then on March 11th, they are taking on the Central Red Devils. That is going to be a battle between 2 top teams in this region. As far as like the rankings, definitely 2 top 5 teams. Right now, Central in Glenwood should be underway. Thrift Behringer and Rick Beach on the call for Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Scooter Mathis steps back into the batter's box with a 1-0 count. Neal to the plate. Line drive, foul. That was a loud line drive by Scooter Mathis. And it's 1-1. Vale, the 1-1. And there's a ground ball right to Brendan Neal. Charging it, throws sidearmed, and what a play by Mercer Hudson with a big stretch. And an incredible throw by Brendan Neal, flashing some glove on that play for the first out. That is 6-3 on the putout. And now Kelby Times, who is 0 for 1 in this game, here with 1 down. Marion County in the GHSA Class 1A Division II Area 6. Currently 1-4 on the season. Lost to Shaw and then lost to Centennial and Harris County 2 times, but defeated Pike County. That was on the 17th. It looks like we are going to get a pitching change for Brookstone with 1 out. Are they going to try to We'll see who the new pitcher is going to be for the Cougars. We'll take a break here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Well, hold on 1 second. No, we do it. We will have a new pitcher. So we'll let him take his warm-up pitches. We'll have his name for you, and we'll be back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back here to Brookstone. The new pitcher for the Cougars is Luke Lowry, coming in relief for Luke Vale. His final line score, 3 1/3 inning, 2 runs given up. And the batter for Marion County is Kelby Times. As Marion County's got some work to do, they trail 10-2 here in the home opener for Brookstone. Lowry from the stretch. And the first pitch to Times, it's popped up, and that's going to be foul out of play. And they're trying to make that grab was in the on-deck circle, and that's why you wear a glove. It's 0-1. Lowry, the 0-1 outside for a ball, 1-1. We'll try to get a score update for that Glenwood Central game, which is underway at Central. The 1-1, and that is fouled away. Brookstone, 10 runs, and they on 5 hits, I believe. That's outside for a ball, 2-2. Yeah, 5 hits. And then no errors. Marion County's got, the scoreboard says they got the 1 error, but they might have probably a little bit more than that. It's a payoff pitch coming, and that's a check swing, and he did not go around. It's going to be ball 4. So Kelby Times aboard with a 1-out walk.
Now up to bat, number 15, Alex Gordon.
And Alex Gordon, the batter for the Eagles out of Marion County, straight out of Buena Vista. And that's a little shallow play to right field, and making the grab over there is Mercer Hudson, who is now the right fielder, and that's going to be the second out. So with 2 down, Gabe Spann will be the batter for Marion County. That gets by the catcher. And that's going to be a steal.
Now batting, number 16, Gabe Spann.
For Times. And Spann fouls that back. It's 1-1. We are live here at the campus of Brookstone School. It's Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's the Brookstone home opener. Up 10-2 against Marion County. That's a swing and a miss by Spann. and it's now 1-2. Luke Lowry came in relief for the starting pitcher, Luke Vale. And the pitch, high above the letters. Ball 2. Brookstone led by their coach, Greg Mathis. It's a 2-2. There's a ground ball right to Turner. Gloves it, throws it to first. In time for the out. And Brookstone able to get out of that inning without giving up a run. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. The Cougars lead the Eagles 10-2. We'll be back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
My name is Sergeant Jason Swells, and this is my CVCC story. Class sizes were not too large. The professors in each class had time to talk. It was almost like a one-on-one experience. CVCC did prepare me for my career. They made sure you knew the subject before you walked out of the class, before you took the test. They dedicated 100% of themselves to it. I could say for anybody who's deciding or thinking about going into criminal justice, CVCC has got my vote all day long because they're on top of their game.
Bottom of the 4th inning as Brookstone coming up to bat, trying to pick up their 2nd win of the season. We got a busy week next week, having to go to Eufaula to take on Lakeside School, and then back here on Wednesday against Heritage. And now Luke Lowry, who is 1 for 1. He has a single, a sac fly, and 2 RBIs. Gabe Spann working the 4th, and it's high for a ball. Spann, the 1-0. There's a curveball that goes right to the third baseman Dotson. Throw to first. In time for the out, over to Mathis. So with 1 down, Charles Briscoe, the batter, who is 1 for 2. He grounded out in the 1st and singled in the 2nd. The lefty steps into the batter's box. Spann's first pitch is a curveball above the letters for a ball. We're here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Brookstone leads Marion County 10-2. Spann, the 1-0, and that's a curve that hit him right in the leg. And another hit batsman. Count them up. That is the 4th hit batsman for Marion County pitchers. Remember, for Marion County, this is a non-region game. You're taking on the defending GIAA champions. Marion County, in their region, they're trying to make the playoffs. They got Chatco, Crawford County, Schley County. Although Schley County, one of the top baseball teams in D1. And that's a curve, and that's going to be a steal for Charles Briscoe. That's his 2nd stolen base of the game. So now Briscoe's in scoring position. Span working from the stretch. The pitch to Turner is a ground ball foul. We'll go ahead and we'll reset it. Turner takes a couple of practice swings. Span going back to work from the stretch. And throws back over to the second baseman. And it's a 1-1 count. Span checks the runner at second. From the stretch. The 1-1 curve that's high above the letters. And his curveball is a specialty. But that one just did not break like he wanted it to. So it's now a 2-1 count to Will Turner. Span. Curveball inside. It's 3-1. One count. Span to the plate. Curve that gets the corner, and Turner thought that was ball 4. Turner gets his bat again, and he'll get back into the batter's box. Span, payoff pitch, and that's high, ball 4. So Brookstone with 2 runners on.
Up to bat, number 8,
Harrison Baker, who's reached base twice. He walked in the first, hit by a pitch to lead off the third. And there's a high pop-up into right field. Times camps underneath it and makes the grab for the second out.
Up to bat, number 24, Gray Jones.
Now Gray Jones, the batter. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out to center field. Span working from the stretch, and the pitch to Jones is a curve that is high above the letters. It's 1-0. Span from the stretch. The 1-0 pitch, and that's in the dirt, ball 2. And that hits Gray Jones, and that is the 5th hit batsman in this game. And now there's ducks on the pond for a pinch hitter coming up. Try to get his name. That's Dylan Johnson, the pinch hitter. Bases are loaded. Johnson steps in as the pinch hitter. The pitch is outside for a ball. Guarded by Brown and making sure a run doesn't score. It is 10-2 here in the fourth. And there's a high fly ball into center field. That's going to be a base hit. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. The runners advance on the throw. And it is now 12-2 Brookstone. Timely hitting by the pinch hitter, Dylan Johnson, coming in with a 2 RBI double, and it's now a 10-run lead for Brookstone. And now Mercer Hudson, who does not have an official at bat. He has walked 3 times, and I would not be shocked here with first base open that they put him on first. As he has a little conversation with Coach Mathis.
If anyone lost a pair of glasses in an Oakley case, they're at the press box.
So as we have a break in the action, I'm sitting here trying to pull up the GIAA baseball rules to find out what their 10-run inning rule is, if it's 10 after 5 or if it's 10 after 6. It might be 10 after 5. We do have a pitching change coming up for Marion County. We'll get his name in just a second. It is Luke Allen. Luke Allen is the new pitcher on for Marion County. We'll take a break as Brookstone leads Marion County 12-2 here in the fourth. We'll be back after this on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. So Luke Allen comes on
Mercer Hudson.
for Marion County. He relieves Gabe Spann. Mercer Hudson coming up to the plate with Brookstone up 12-2 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Mercer Hudson with not an official at bat. He's walked 3 times. Let's see if Allen pitches to him. The first pitch to Hudson looks like it hit him. Is Hudson trying to, yep, he got first. That's the 4th time he's been on base. And that is the 6th hit batsman in this game. There's ducks on the pond everywhere. And Brennan Neal, who reached on an error, grounded into a fielder's choice, and doubled. So he's been on base all 3 times. And he's got 3 runs scored. And I'm trying to do some math in my head. He came into this game with a 500 batting average. First pitch to Neal is inside for a ball. And by the way, it is official. I'm looking at the GIAA website. The state championships is going to be at Synovus Park, May the 29th through the 31st. That is official off the GIAA website. And we are excited about that. Thrift and I are the voices of the GIAA. We are hoping that these Brookstone Cougars can make it there for the baseball championships. And that's, oh, look out. They even got me to jump as Brendan Neal tipped it, and it goes straight back. And even I flinched. Luke Allen, the lefty, 2-1. And there's a ground ball up the middle, a base hit. 1 run scores. Rounding third and scoring is Johnson, and it's now 14-2. And now the question is, what is the 15-run or 12-run rule? Because if Brookstone continues batting around here with 2 outs, they could walk it off here in the 4th. What a fantastic day for Brennan Neal. 3 RBIs. 3 runs scored and 3 RBIs. As Maxwell Jones, the batter, with runners in scoring position for Brookstone, up 14-2. Luke Allen. That curve is in there for a strike. It's 2-1 now. So it is 10 after 5, but I know that it's got to be, we'll try to find out if it's 15 after 4. As it's now a 3-1 count to Maxwell Jones. Allen to the plate. Oh, and that just, did that miss? Well, okay, that was a ball, so it's 3-1. There's a pitch, and that is fouled back. And by the way, Gatewood defeated Tallulah Falls 4-0. Tallulah Falls was preseason #1 in the GIAA, and they fall to Gatewood. FPD ends up defeating Covenant 24-0. That's popped up in the infield. It's playable. Goodrow camps underneath it, makes the grab, but not before Brookstone puts up 4 more runs in this inning. As we go to the 5th, Brookstone now leads 14-2 over Marion County. We'll be back after this on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Top of the 5th inning, Marion County is going to be down to their final 3 outs, and if they don't get 3 runs in this inning, the game will be over because the 10-run rule is in effect. And here comes the closer, Brennan Neal. He's going to try to shut down the door here in the 5th. I think Coach Mathis just wants to get him an inning just to get ready, because he's going to be one of the top starting pitchers for Brookstone this year. It's in the 1st inning at Glenwood versus Central. Glenwood leads 2-0. And that is a packed house. I'm already looking at the video. Wow. History being made at Central. I want to say this broadcast is brought to you by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Gordy Eye Care, Master Wall Incorporated. Thank you to them. State Farm, Carroll, Purdue. Also, Terry Johnson Agency. Trying to pull up Brennan Neal's stats from last year. Remember, this team, they won the GIAA championship last year, beating First Presbyterian Day in Macon. And they lost a lot of players from last year's team, like Taft Middleton, like Madden Dismuke, Cole Stanzel. The leadoff hitter, Richard Dodson, is coming up to the plate as Marion County down to their final 3 outs. Brendan Neal trying to close it.
Number 11, Richard Dodson.
Dodson steps into the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Neal's first pitch. And he's throwing some heat. That's a strike. That's a good sign from Brendan Neal, who he is a starting pitcher, but he's got closer stuff. And that's right down Broadway, strike 2. Oh, he's got a great fastball. Look at the velocity on that fastball by Brendan Neal. Only a sophomore. He was in the starting rotation as a pitcher last year. And that's foul back out of play. We're here at the top of the 5th inning. Brookstone leads Marion County 14-2. Trying to go to 2-0. They'll get a little bit of a break, and then they will travel down to Eufaula to take on Lakeside School. That's foul back. Still 0-2. We appreciate everybody watching us on YouTube. Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We are not on Facebook today due to the other events we got going on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. 0-2. Swing and a miss. And that actually gets dropped by the catcher, but the throw down to first. And it's a strikeout for Brendan Neal. And now here comes a hitter he's been hard to get out today. Robert Way is 2 for 2. He's got an RBI. If there's anybody that's really done damage for Marion County, it's Robert Way. Umpire goes out to check Neal's equipment. I think he might have had something in his glove, but it's all right. We'll go ahead and get started. Robert Way steps into the plate, facing Brendan Neal. The first pitch, right down the pipe, 0-1. Man, I wish I had a radar gun. We can find out how much heat he's throwing here. The 0-1 fastball outside for a ball. And he's got some nasty stuff, too. He's a power pitcher. The 1-1 fastball right down the middle for a strike. And I'm here to tell you, even though he's a starting pitcher, Brendan Neal can be a closer at the collegiate level. This is a closer that we're seeing right here. The 1-1 curve. Strike 3, got him! On the 1-2 pitch, rather. 2 strikeouts in a row, and Brookstone's 1 out away from picking up the victory in their home opener. Here comes Ty Goodrow. Hunter Scott, actually, is a pinch hitter coming in. Last chance for Marion County, and that is curve that's outside ball one. Marion County will take on Manchester next for a 2-game series. Swing and a miss. And now it's 1-1. Even his windup, he looks like a closer. There's a 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. He's throwing the heat. All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Neal's pitch to Scott, and that is foul back. Staying alive is Hunter Scott. Got to keep your head on a swivel over there in the dugout. It's 1-2. Get back over to Neal. Brandon Neal is 1 strike away from picking up Brookstone's. He won't get credit for the save, but it'll be a victory coming for Brookstone. 1-2, curve, strike 3, ball game over. And the Brookstone Cougars take the home opener over Marion County, 14-2. As Brennan Neal strikes out the side, and he is the Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands player of the game, as he went 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs and 3 runs scored, and he gets a perfect inning with 3 strikeouts, and that is the ball game. Well, this has been fun, but once again, the Brookstone Cougars win this one by a score of 14-2. And they go to 2-0 on the season, and they get ready for Lakeside School on Monday. We're back here at home next Wednesday against Heritage. So for Richard Holdridge saying so long from Brookstone, once again, the Brookstone Cougars defeat Marion County 14-2 in 5 innings. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time here on